If you're inflamed and insulin resistant, peptides won't build you muscle. They'll just make you piss very expensive urine. Muscle growth are getting a lot of attention right now. Growth hormone support, recovery peptides, who knows what peptides, and performance optimization. And to be clear, some of them can help. But here's the problem. Most people are trying to add advanced tools on top of a body that isn't even set up to grow. What I see clinically every single week in our medical practice. Typical questions we get is, which peptide can help me build the most amount of muscle or burn fat for that matter? But when we run their blood work, the picture tells a completely different story. Their fasting insulin is through the roof. Their A1C level is in the pre-diabetic range. And saying you're pre-diabetic to us is like saying you're pre-pregnant. You either are or you're not. Free testosterone is low, which is our firepower. Vitamin D, magnesium, essential amino acids, among many others, are all suboptimal. And to place a cherry on top, their circadian rhythms and sleep are totally out of whack. These are the variables that actually determine whether muscle grows. Until those are not handled, asking which peptide to take is the wrong question, and entirely hence why people are on tier 3 of our process. Men chase peptides too early because they've been trained to believe tools fix systems, and I'm here to tell you they don't. Now, when a system is dialed in, that peptide becomes a multiplier. It takes something that's already working and pushes it even further. When the system is broken though, the same peptide does nothing. Fix the system first, guys. The tool only earns its name when there's something underneath worth amplifying. Let's talk about the bottlenecks that limit muscle growth in 95% of men and women. Number 1, insulin and metabolic flexibility. Roughly half of the US population is either insulin resistant, pre-diabetic, or diabetic. In that environment, growth hormone signaling becomes death. Your growth hormone receptors stop listening, and your body literally cannot transition into a building mode state because it's stuck in survival mode, meaning it's storing fat, guys and girls. The second bottleneck on this list would be inflammation. Chronic low-grade inflammation tears down muscle fibers faster than training can possibly build them. One of the main culprits is NF-kappa B. What triggers it is poor sleep, bad food choices, chronic stress. You see, cortisol stays elevated, and mTOR, which is the master switch for protein synthesis, meaning muscle growth, gets blocked. Third, we got our hormonal terrain. Testosterone, DHEA, pregnenolone, thyroid. This is the beautiful orchestra being played by our biochemistry. And if these instruments, meaning hormones, are flat, then forget about muscle growth because it's just downstream noise. And today, this isn't just an older man conversation. We're seeing 16-year-old boys with the same testosterone level of an 80-year-old. That's a biochemical terrain issue. Fourth is we have recovery and nutrient utilization. Growth hormone doesn't happen in the gym. It happens when we recover from it. And how well our bodies actually absorb and use the protein we are eating. This is called the net nitrogen utilization rate. And most of us score far lower than we think. We don't need to eat protein. We need to actually make it. Last but not least is sleep. Most of our growth hormone is released during the first sleep cycles of the night. Not from a peptide, but from sleep, guys. Now, if you're one of those getting 4 to 6 hours per night on average saying, I'll sleep when I die, you've already neutralized 80% of the hormonal environment required to build muscle. And no peptide can replace what you didn't earn at night. So, when in doubt, remember that sleep is king and should always be your first remedy. Nothing works without it. Now, let's talk about what a peptide actually is in plain English. Most people hear the word peptide and assume it's some advanced, complicated, borderline experimental thing. It's not. The classical textbook and definition and Instagram will tell you it's a small chain of amino acids. Here's a version that actually will make sense for most of us. A peptide is simply a biological messenger. Think of it as a text message from a dear friend that your body recognizes and knows how to read. It's not foreign and it's not synthetic the way a patented drug is. It's simply a natural bodily signal telling your systems when to build, when to repair. You basically have 7,000 of these mini instructions happening throughout a single 24-hour cycle. But here's the catch. A message only works if the person receiving it can actually read it. That's the part the marketing leaves out. Now let's talk about the phrase you've heard 1,000 times. This peptide will help you build muscle and burn fat, bro. Building muscle while burning fat is not a default setting. It's the reward for an immaculate, fine-tuned biological terrain. In an insulin-resistant body, we can't burn fat efficiently because our fat storage hormone is permanently elevated. In a chronically inflamed body, we can't build muscle efficiently because anabolic signaling is suppressed at the cellular level. So when someone with an inflamed insulin-resistant body purchases CJC and ipamorelin, they're not just going to end up disappointed, they're going to finance a very expensive disappointment. But here's the truth. The peptide didn't fail. The terrain it landed on failed. Now let's talk about the sequencing of things. If I were sitting across from you right now, this is the order I'd walk you through. Biology actually rewards. Step 1, quiet the noise, meaning bring insulin down, stabilize blood sugar levels, restore metabolic flexibility. Just these steps alone reverses years of dysfunction in both men and women. Step 2, calm down the inflammation, address gut health, environmental toxins, processed foods, and alcohol. These combined with fragmented sleep are the fog that makes every hormone whisper instead of command. Step 3, restore your foundation, which is sleep, sunlight in the first hour of the day. Real food and essential supplements like amino acids, magnesium, vitamin D, and omega-3s. They may be boring, guys, and unsexy, but they are definitely non-negotiables. Step 4, get your hormones checked out with a real comprehensive blood work panel. Not the standard one your insurance covers. Without a map like this, you're just guessing. Step 5, after doing every step we just walked through, only now do we consider targeted peptides. At this point, a growth hormone releasing hormone paired with a growth hormone releasing peptide becomes a real multiplier. And our muscle response will be dramatically better than if you skip the first 4 steps. All right, let's talk about the industry's favorite lie. More is better. More signal does not equal better results. Receptors don't reward us shouting at them louder. They down. If we stack 3 growth hormone releasing peptides on top of each other, we don't get triple the gains. We triple the speed at which our receptors stop listening. If we run the same peptides 365 days a year with no off cycles, no rest, no respect for the biological rhythms of the body, we're not optimizing. We're just forcing a cyclical organism to live on a continuous protocol. And what ends up happening is the body eventually adapts. Then it resists, and then it shuts the whole signaling system down. This is one of the main reasons people say peptides stop working for me, bro. They don't stop working. We just stop listening to the body, and the body returned the favor. Peptides aren't about jamming the system, guys. It's about knowing when to push, when to stop, and when to resume. Now, on that note, let's talk about why the body might not be responding well. If you've tried peptides and the results didn't match the hype, ask yourself honestly the following questions. Were you sleeping 7 to 8 hours of actual deep restorative sleep? Was your fasting insulin under 5? Were your inflammatory biomarkers in range? Was your free testosterone optimized? Were you taking the essential supplements we covered religiously? And were you training hard and recovering enough? There's a place and time for peptides, but only when the foundation is locked in, meaning our hormones are optimized, our recovery, sleep, nutrition, and training are all dialed in simultaneously. That's when peptides shine the most. That's when the peptides shine the most, not as the opening act, but as the closing one. Think of it like a championship team. You don't win the title by training harder during the playoffs. You win because of what you built in the offseason, meaning the preparation, the discipline, and the hard work nobody saw. That's where the name of the game is at. The same is true for the body. The summer of muscle growth only arrives because of the winter of repair and the spring of mitochondrial reactivation that came before it. Skip those seasons and summer never arrives the way it was meant to be. Force summer year round And the system will eventually, I promise you, will eventually break down. Nature is cyclical and our bodies are cyclical. Peptide protocols need to follow the same rhythm. Otherwise, we're just forcing a system that was never designed to be forced. And eventually, it will remind us of that. The best peptide for you is the one you don't need because you fix the foundation first. Get real blood work, not for basic markers that say nothing about your actual biochemistry. Get the full picture, fix your sleep, get sunlight in your eyes within the first hour of waking, and be religious about it. Train hard 3 times or 5 times per week and recover properly, please. Eat real food, and yes, that means actual food. Hit your essential supplements, lift heavy, sleep intelligently, and manage your stress. Do that, and the rest, I promise you, will be history. That's exactly when you're ready for peptides. That's how you get the most out of every dollar you spend on every compound you put into your body and get the best ROI for it. Trust us on this one. We've been working with peptides since 2008. The science has come a long way, but the foundation has never changed. And thank God that it never will. Once the system is online and you've layered the right tools in the right sequence with proper medical guidance, that's when everything is gonna click. That's how muscle actually gets built, because here's the truth, and I'm going to say it straight. Most men and women don't need another compound. They need to stop training hard for an hour and living like garbage for the other 23. Fix that first, build the foundation, dial in every variable we've talked about, and watch what your body does without a single peptide. Then, and only then, add the tools, because at that point, you won't just see results. You'll feel like a completely different human being. And no peptide alone, I promise you, no peptide alone will ever or could ever do this by itself. If this video gave you a completely new way to think about your blood work, hit the thumbs up button, smash the subscribe button, and hit the bell icon below so you get notified the second the next video drops, because we're breaking this entire framework down one piece at a time. And if you're serious about losing weight, building real muscle, or simply living longer and better, text the word YouTube to the number in the description below. We'll personally help you build the kind of testing and tracking system most men over 40 wish they had started a decade earlier.